Like, Tom, what would you like?
I know exactly how it's going to be like, but
That's interesting. You've internalized what it'll feel like.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly. I can envision everything.
The cuffs, they're off. New England does it a certain way.
Yeah.
It's one voice, and that's it. That's the way New England operates, where you go to Tampa and I can be me and I can do what I need to do.
We formed a new religion.
I was having fun and winning, but now I'm having fun and I'm still winning, and I don't have to worry about somebody walking down the hallway looking at me sideways.
Tom Brady is just winning. There's some dudes who you think are winning in the game of life, like Jay-Z.
Wow. Tears on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Coliseum doors.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests join on the Goodyear Hotline. Key,
To
Jay,
quote the great Sean Carter.
Yeah, do you know who Sean Carter refers to?
That's the guy is the shoe guy who designed the shoes, right?
Man, I ain't believing nothing you say no more.
He's the guy who
You
designed
out
the
here
shoes.
playing games.
And he also has one of those champagne thingies that he sells.
I can't even look at him.
Had a
Max.
brand
I
Rockaware.
can't look at him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a brand like some of the clothes that people wore, right?
Sean
The
Carter.
fact that y'all would even question me is ridiculous.
I question you in a lot of things.
Question me, do I know who Sean Carter is? Though? That's like
I didn't question you. You just said who is Sean Carter. You looked at me. I didn't say nothing to you.
Well, guys.
well, the dude was the one talking about Sean Carter. You said this is
I said,
why
to
you
quote the
can't.
great Sean Carter.
Well, that's what the
You
great
can't, though.
Sean Carter before he start talking. I'm like, I
Like,
can't.
who
Sean
calls
Carter.
him
Bill
Sean
Burrows
Carter
getting his
other
swagger
than
back.
when Beyonce is mad at him and she says Sean, or his mom or something? No one walks around.
what's his
"Hey,
middle
Sean."
name? They do the whole name, right?
Nobody walks around saying Sean. I'm not rolling up on Jay-Z. What's up, Sean?
To quote the great Sean Carter.
I don't want to mess with them, but you have to do these hits. You prepare that, right? You're thinking like, how am I going to kick this thing off? Yeah. Start off with the Sean Carter quote.
Right.
To quote the great Sean Carter.
Speaking of, I'm trying to transition.
To quote the great Sean Carter.
Seth Wickersham has a new book coming out October 12th.
Explosive.
It's called "It's Better to Be Feared," about the New England's Patriots dynasty. Seth will join us at 9:10 to discuss the book. In an excerpt posted on ESPN.com moments ago, Seth writes this, okay? In the end, Tom Brady just wanted to say goodbye in person to his longtime coach. But according to this book, Bill Belichick said he wasn't available and insisted the two New England Patriots legends talk on the phone. Wouldn't do it face-to-face. Keyshawn Johnson.
Damn. It's like that, Bill?
I like that, though.
Why?
Because I just like it. I just like the fact that he's consistent. I like
Like
the fact.
the gangsterism.
I
huh?
like the fact that he's consistent. Now, here's what I would say about that consistency. I don't like that you did it to Tom Brady.
If you were Brady, what would your reaction be?
Well, hold on. Wait, no. Time
Hold
out.
on, Max. Hold on. Because
Rewind.
I know Key. Hold on.
What
If you were Tom Brady, what would Keyshawn Johnson's reaction be if Bill Belichick decided not to meet him face to face, but said, "I'll talk to Keyshawn on the phone"?
I'm gonna give.
Oh, you gonna black out?
Oh no, he gonna catch hell from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm a torch him
So why'd you say you like it?
because I like his consistency, but I don't like that the consistency stays for Tom Brady. Tom Brady is different, man.
That's the problem.
Tom Brady is just different. That's just regardless to what you think. Tom Brady, it's Tom Brady.
That would
Okay?
drive me crazy.
So I'm going to, if in fact, by all accounts, everything is true, that he actually said, "Hey, I don't have time. I'll talk to you on the phone." I don't like it's time. Like, come on, man. Like, whatever you're doing at that point in time, whether you already know Tom is moving on or not, or whatever the case is, or you don't want Tom back, whatever, it's Tom. Let's just figure whatever I'm doing. Let's go have some
What
lobster.
could be more
Let's go-
important than that at that moment?
Let's
Exactly,
go
Max.
do something. Let's have some lobster. Let's have a drink cocktail just to say thank you. It's good. I'm happy. I discovered you. I made you. Goodbye. Close the door behind you. Something like that.
I get that, because I've had an incredible coach that treated everybody the same, but behind closed doors, it was different. It was different for me or Shane Battier than it was for other players on the team. We had more in-depth conversations. There were things that you expected that you would hear directly from Coach K's mouth, more so than having a phone call with somebody after you've been through the gauntlet together for a multitude
What
of
else-
years.
What could Bill Belichick possibly have going on at that moment more important than Tom Brady? This reminds me, my Zeta, that's grandfather in Yiddish, okay, lived with us the whole thing, died at 95 of lung cancer. When he was in the hospital, like we had to take a trip to the hospital one day, Yankees game was on. I got him into the Yankees later in his life, right? He wanted to get back and watch the game. This is in 97, playoff hunt. He wanted to get back and watch the game, and he starts talking loudly. This is a 95-year-old man with terminal lung cancer at the hospital. Because they're taking too long to get him out of there. Game's going to start. He goes, oh, if they only knew what this important thing I had to do. He thought he was going to, like, psych them out and make the doctors think he had some real important appointment. A 95-year-old man dying of lung cancer has nothing more important. There's nothing more important in his life going on than what's in the hospital. But that's how bad he wanted to see the game. Who does Bill Belichick think he is fooling? Certainly not Tom Brady, when he says there's anything going on in his life, more important than meeting face to face with Tom Brady. He's not fooling anybody.
I'm assuming that he was available in the area and not available because he's out of the country or something along those. I'm just going to assume that he was up the road in Foxborough somewhere doing something, and he just decided that he would rather do it over the phone because it was too emotional. I'm going to give him the benefit of it. I'm going to try to weave it.
But what do you
to
really
make
think,
it
though?
horrible. I just think that I don't know what to think other than let's hope that he was out of the country.
But
Let's just hope that he was somewhere where it would have taken a long time for him to meet with Bill.
Even if he's out of the country, hey, Tom, I'm out of the country right now on a very special vacation for my wife, whatever it may be. Give me a couple of days. I will be back. I want to sit down and look you in the eyes, man to man, and deal with this directly.
Yeah. Well, the conversation
That's how you treat it.
The conversation that Seth Wickersham is saying in his new book, that explosive book that is dropping, is that he wasn't available in person, but over the phone. So if he's over the phone, I don't know what the conversation even took place, right? I'll be back in 3 weeks. I'll be back in 2. We could do it there. I don't know. But I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I like the consistency of who Bill is. No problem with that. But that consistency has to be broken when it comes to certain guys. And that certain guy would be a Tom Brady. You have to break it for a Willie McGinnis. You have to break it for a Teddy Bruschi. You have to break that consistency for guys like that because everybody's not going to be treated the same. It's just the reality.
The kids say keep it 100, keep it a buck. I kind of agree with Key. Keep it 90. Give yourself some wiggle room.
Well,
But Key, you
everybody-
are keeping it 90 right now. You know that Bill Belichick has to meet with Tom Brady face to face.
Bill is a good friend of mine, and I've talked to Bill on many occasions about many different things in his career, and I've always said certain things. When the whole Spygate thing was going on, and I had a conversation with Bill, I am on the record as saying I trust what he's telling me, and if he's telling me there was nothing to it like that, then I have to trust that until he shows me something different, and that's just the reality of it. I have no reason to sugarcoat anything. Consistency is important for me. Because everybody is different. And pecking orders, sometimes people don't understand pecking orders. And they don't get it. There's Tom Brady. And then there's a couple other guys. Then there's not. Tom Brady's at the top. And so you get the private jet and you go visit with him if you have the time. I don't know if Bill was out of the country. I don't know. I don't know the context of why he couldn't meet. So it would be hard. You know, I'm just trying to, I'm grasping for words to try
and
because it
figure out.
doesn't make sense. It's almost like
It does not.
if
No, it does make sense, Key. It makes sense that there were hard feelings, and
No, it
Belichick
doesn't make
wanted to
sense.
send a message to Brady like, "I'm not changing the rules for you. You're just another player."
doesn't make sense though. People usually don't do that for powerful people like that. And when I say powerful, Brady has power because of who he is.
Well, I'm not saying that Belichick didn't do that, but when you look at the history that people have spoken about really Tom Brady's thoughts really being ignored by Bill Belichick, you can see how maybe it could compound to that juncture, right? If you have a guy who's won multiple Super Bowls and he's trying to give you input on what he thinks the team should do, and you continuously ignore that, it kind of sets it up for that potential culmination.
No doubt. It's illustrative of what was going on. There's so much stuff in this book, just the excerpts even, that we need to get into. But there's a lot to get into. Clemsoning used to mean something much different. Clemsoning. What does Dabo's biggest critic think of the Tigers' slide down the rankings? That's next. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.